Yes, girls, allow me to continue with the lessons. At this juncture, I want us now to look at problems facing crop farming in Kenya. Remember, when such questions come in KCSE or any other examination that you are going to sit for before KCSE, the question will be specific, but the responses are the same. Specific in the sense that you will be asked, explain 4 problems facing tea farming in Kenya, or explain 4 problems facing sugarcane farming in Kenya, or explain 4 problems facing maize farming or even wheat farming in Kenya. Dear girls, the responses are always the same. Response number 1. The problem is a pest. And remember, a pest don't score unless you give an example of a pest. For example, when you are asked to explain problems facing sugarcane farming in Kenya, you will talk about pests such as termite. Then you get a tick for a problem. Attack and destroy sugarcane, leading to low yield. You get a point or a tick on low yield, so that the problem becomes pests such as termite attack and destroy crop, leading to low yield. Marking points will be on termite, which is an example of a pest, and another marking point will be leading to low yield, which is an explanation on the problem pest. The second problem, dear girls, will be diseases. And for a disease, each and every crop has a specific disease. So you just need to master one disease for all crops. For example, if we are still using sugarcane, we will talk about diseases such as ratoon stunting. Then immediately you mention an example ratoon stunting, you will get a tick, attack, and destroy crops, leading to low yield. Another tick will be on leading to low yield. Girls, it is important to note that all crops are affected by this one pest, and for that reason, giving an example of a pest for crops become easier because termite attack all the crops that are grown in Kenya, be it sugarcane, be it coffee, be it maize, be it wheat, termite affect all of them. So anytime you mention a pest, you must always remember that you give an example, termite. And remember, pests and diseases don't score without mentioning an example. The third problem, we don't talk about poor roads. You look at the books, you will realize that almost in all the books that we have for geography paper 2, they are mentioning a problem as one of the problems as poor road network. We don't have poor roads because we also don't have rich roads, girls. So we talk about impassable roads during rainy season, or we talk about impassable transport network during rainy season. You can as well be specific and say muddy roads during rainy season. When you talk about such a problem, then you will earn a tick on muddy roads or impassable roads during rainy season, then you must give an explanation of that point in order for you to score. So we talk about impassable roads during rainy season leads to delay in the delivery of crop to the factory. Immediately you mention delay, you get a tick for explanation. Another problem, girls, that are faced in crop production in Kenya is high cost of farm inputs. What are farm inputs? These are materials such as fertilizers. These are items such as seeds. When their costs are high, and then you use them in production of a particular crop, when you are going to sell your produce from the farm, you will realize that the produce will fetch lower profit. And because of that, we express this problem in this manner, girls. We talk about high cost of farm inputs leads to reduced profit margin. Marking point is on high cost of farm input, and then the explanation, reduced profit margin. Another problem, dear girls, that are faced in crop farming in Kenya is delayed payment or low payment to the farmers. Delayed payment to the farmers or low payment to the farmers. What is the effect of the low payment to the farmers? Girls, low payment to the farmers normally demoralizes the farmers. So the marking points will be delayed payment tick leads to demoralization of the farmers, another tick. Another problem that are facing crop production is fluctuation of prices in the world market. The problem is sometimes the prices are normally high in the world market, and sometimes the prices of agricultural produce, dear girls, are normally low in the world market. So let's use an example where prices for coffee in the world market is higher. The farmer then starts by cultivating the land. Then the farmer will plant coffee. And remember, coffee takes almost 3 years before harvesting begins. By the time the farmer begins harvesting coffee, the prices of the coffee in the world market will have reduced to such a price that may not fetch a higher profit to the farmers. So we say that fluctuation of prices in the world market leads to uncertainty, making it difficult for farmers to plan ahead. I will repeat. Fluctuation of prices in the world market leads to uncertainty, making it difficult for farmers to plan ahead. What are the marking points? The marking point is on fluctuation of prices in the world market, tick as a problem, then makes it difficult for farmers to plan ahead, a tick as an explanation to that problem. Another problem, dear girls, that normally affect crop farming in Kenya is mismanagement of factories or mismanagement of cooperatives, which leads to delayed payment to the farmers. Remember, dear girls, when it comes to problems in geography, the maximum number of problems that you can be asked is 4 problems, with a problem scoring a mark and explanation scoring another mark, which means you will have a total of 8 marks. You don't need to struggle to know about 10 points when only 4 points will be required for you. You need to know that there are other schools. You can leave other points for Barding boys, other points for Angala girls, other points for Ramba, or even Alliance boys.